Stop begging for forgiveness. On this episode of Love's Power Podcast with Ahmad Blakemore, the modern day leper. Hello, how are you? And welcome to Love's Power Podcast with Ahmad Blakemore. So today we're talking about forgiveness. Stop begging for forgiveness. This is a two-part series. This first one is entitled, I Need Their Forgiveness. I need their forgiveness. It's funny right now how most of us aren't really looking at God anymore. We're not begging God for forgiveness. We're begging the public. We're begging the church folks. We're begging our friends. We're begging our family. We're begging our old community to just see us as humans. Why? Why are we doing this? Because here's the truth, and here's the truth that's hard to swallow. Some people will never forgive you. Some people will never forgive you, even if God already has. And you have to stop crawling for crumbs from their table, asking them to allow you to breathe, asking them to allow you to be happy, asking them to allow you to have a life, to live, to be. The lie of public forgiveness. The lie of public forgiveness. We're told to make it right, to say you're sorry, to prove that you've changed. And we do. Over and over, we try to prove ourselves to people. We want people to know that we're different, that we're not the same person. And we show up, we serve, we stay silent, and we suffer in shame. But for some people, it will never be enough. What happens when you spend years chasing the approval of those who have decided you're unworthy? What happens when you're going out of your way to show someone how different you are, and they go out of their way not to see it? You shrink. You forget who you are. You start to believe you are too far gone. And that's a lie. We start believing societal lies when they say people can't change, that people can't be better, people can't be different, people can't think different. We say things like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And we believe it. And the Bible has shown us over and over again that this is not true. Jesus never made the leper ask for permission. He touched him before the crowd approved. He didn't ask the crowd, what do you think I should do? Should I love these people? Should I go among these people? If I do, Will you approve of me? Will you like me? Will we still be friends? The woman caught in adultery, he stood between her and the stones. He didn't say, "Show me you've changed." He said, "Where are your accusers now?" People always want to see. They want to see. They want there to be some performance. The problem with this is the religious system needs you to stay begging. Yes, the religious system needs you to stay begging, because once you stand up, you don't need their seat. You have a seat of your own. You have to love you. What does it feel like when they don't forgive you? It hurts. It breaks your heart. You get clean from all the drug abuse, all the drinking, all the narcotics, and people still don't acknowledge it. You do the time that the judge allotted for the crime you committed, and you come out of prison, and the only thing people remind you of is the crime you committed, without ever acknowledging the fact that you went to prison to pay for that. You totally turn your life around and no one is paying attention. The registry, the labels, the rumors, all of it. You do all of this for other people, for them only to not see it on purpose, to not acknowledge it on purpose. They would rather go back 30 years and tell you what you did 30 years that was bad, rather than acknowledge the good you did yesterday. You must let go of their approval. Their forgiveness is nice, but it's not your oxygen. You don't need their permission to heal. You don't need their invitation to walk in purpose. You are already seen. You are already covered. You are already chosen. Stop begging. You are begging people for something that does not come from them. They can't forgive you because they don't have the power to. And they know that they don't have the power to forgive you. They just won't say, "I don't have the power to forgive you," because they like the fact that they have some artificial power over you. That's really your power that belongs to you, that you keep handing to them to abuse you with. There is no person inside of a church, from the pastor to the janitor, that is not going through their own challenges. They have their own issues. Their issues are not your issues. Your issues are not their issues. But they're still on the path themselves. The power that you're looking for, the power to be forgiven, the power to be seen, the power to be heard, the desire to be loved, to be accepted, does not come from them. It does not come from someone else. Jesus told us clearly and plainly that the kingdom of heaven is within you. And people say it, and we still have no idea what it means. It means that two people's idea of heaven will be totally different. Your heaven and my heaven will be totally different. Only I know what my heaven is, what heaven means to me, how it's defined, what it does, how it works. I can't then take my idea of heaven and give it to you. The power to forgive comes from the kingdom, which comes from the inside. When you request forgiveness from someone that's still in their lower nature, they do not have the power to forgive you, because the lower nature can only see low nature. The higher mind is what is needed to forgive. The higher mind sees things completed. It sees people whole. It sees people without flaws. This is why people can't heal today, because they only see diseased people. And if you come in contact with someone who doesn't like you or doesn't like what you used to be, they're not going to see you as whole. Therefore, they don't have the ability to heal you, and they don't have the ability to forgive you. In the context of the Bible, where Jesus saw the lepers, he saw them as whole, complete, without flaw. That cannot happen in the lower mind, because the lower mind is constantly in comparison. Only the God mind knows that there is only one, and it's totally complete, and it's flawless. Stop begging for forgiveness. Come out of the courtroom of judgment from people and society. Understand what proper judgment is. Proper judgment comes from the higher mind. Jesus said, that which comes from heaven is that which returns to heaven. If your thoughts come from the lower mind, they dwell in the lower mind. If they come from the higher mind, the God mind, the image of God, the creative process, then that's where it dwells. That is the heaven, that which has the power to create and give life. You can't ask for life from people who dwell in death. And this is why society cannot forgive you. The church cannot forgive you. People cannot forgive you, nor will they ever. The truth of forgiveness comes from the inner man, the higher mind, the higher self, the true man, the spiritual man, which understands that he and God are one. The image of God is creative. And that man who can recreate himself from the lower to the higher can be forgiven and will be, but he will be forgiven from himself through the higher forms of who he is by vibrating in his higher consciousness and not in his lower. My name is Ahmad Blakemore. I appreciate you listening. This is Love's Power Podcast. I am the modern day leper, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great one. Bye-bye.